Welcome fellow travellers, I'm Matt and today we're heading to one of the most beautiful untouched corners of the Caribbean. Think Robinson Crusoe desert island, picture perfect beaches, crystal clear water and a fascinating indigenous culture. What more could you want? So let's take a trip to the San Blas Islands of Panama. Whether you're a backpacker, a beach bum, or just looking for a unique escape, this guide's packed with everything you need to know. How to get there, where to stay, what to do, what to eat, and a deep dive into the incredible Kuna Yala people who call this place their home. So let's get into it. The San Blas Islands, or Kuna Yala, as the local indigenous community calls them, are a chain of around 365 islands and cays, stretching along Panama's northeast Caribbean coast. Yep, that's right, there's one for every day of the year. Only about 49 of the islands are inhabited, and they're governed by the Kuna people, who are one of the most autonomous and well-organised indigenous groups in the Americas. They are known for their unique matriarchal society, where women hold significant social and economic power. Family lineage and inheritance pass through the female line, and it's tradition for men to move into the wife's family home after marriage. Women are also the custodians of culture, particularly through the crafting of molas, vibrant, hand-sewn textiles that are both art and a key source of income. Kuna women play a central role in community decisions, maintaining strong traditions while guiding the future of their people. They fiercely protected their land and culture, which means no big resorts, no cruise ships, just raw, natural paradise. The islands are part of an autonomous territory, and staying here means stepping into their world. Think thatch huts, no Wi-Fi, no roads, and sustainable tourism at its finest. Most people start their San Blas adventure in Panama City. From there you've got two main options. Option 1, overland and boat, which is the most popular. Take a 4x4 ride from Panama City to the port of Cati, around 2.5 to 3 hours. The cost is around $25 to $35 per person for a shared shuttle, or private transport can cost between $150 to $200. From Cati you take a boat transfer to your chosen island, which will cost you around $15 to $30 depending on the distance. The second option is to take a flight. Charter flights to the island of El Porvenir are available but pricey and less common, costing around $200 to $300 one way. You will also need your passport for checkpoint on the way, even for domestic travel, and there's a Kuna Yala entrance fee of around $20 for foreigners or $5 for locals. There is also a third option, which is the one that I chose, and is definitely a bit more adventurous. It is possible to sail from Panama to Colombia, or from Colombia to Panama via the San Blas Islands, although you definitely need your sea legs as it can get a little choppy out there, and this may be better suited to backpackers, but it is definitely way more exciting and jaw-droppingly beautiful than just taking a flight to Colombia. I know this video is about San Blas, but Colombia is without doubt one of the top destinations that I have been to, and I will cover it in another video. But if you do want to take the long and scenic route, Blue Sailing is the most popular and reputable company that sails from Panama to Cartagena via the stunning San Blas Islands. They offer a wide selection of well-reviewed yachts and catamarans with experienced captains, excellent safety standards and consistently praised food, often fresh seafood and homemade meals. Prices typically range around $695 per person, but this does depend on the boat and the season. There will be additional costs like transport to the marina, the Kuna Yala indigenous tax of $20 and optional extras. Trips usually last around 4 to 5 days and include visits to multiple islands in the San Blas, snorkeling and all meals on board. Alternatively, you could charter a boat and focus just on the San Blas Islands, but it might need a few of you to do that. My trip with Blue Sailing is something I will never forget, and I had a great time with some great people. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to do a separate video about this epically awesome adventure. Anyway, let's get back to San Blas. Accommodation in San Blas is super rustic, and that's part of the charm. Most places are eco-friendly wooden huts or cabanas, but don't expect aircon due to very limited electricity and also limited running water. Think of it as glamping on a desert island. A few top options of places to stay include the Yandup Island Lodge, which is a little more upscale and is around $150 to $200 per night. All meals and boat transfers are included. A decent mid-range property, and I do apologise for the pronunciation if I get this wrong, is Cabanas Narasgandup, which is around $70 to $100 per night, and that's full board. There are also budget options on Isla Diablo and Isla Perro from around $40 per person per night. Many stays are all inclusive, meaning that you get 3 meals a day and sometimes guided tours, but don't expect luxury. It's all about simplicity, sunsets and that digital detox life, as electricity and Wi-Fi in San Blas Islands are very limited. Most islands rely on solar panels or generators, providing only a few hours of power per day, usually in the evenings. So charging devices can be a challenge, and Wi-Fi is rare to non-existent. Visitors should expect to disconnect completely. Part of the charm of the San Blas is escaping the modern world. So what do you do in paradise? First of all, I would suggest just chilling out and taking in the jaw-dropping beauty and remoteness of this place. There are plenty of hammocks, beautiful sunsets as well as sunrises, and the stargazing is breathtaking with zero light pollution. Some island stays offer bonfires on the beach and nighttime paddleboarding under the stars. It's just pure magic. Island hopping in the San Blas Islands is the best way to experience their beauty and variety. The local Kuna boat tours take visitors between tiny palm-fringed islands, each offering white sands, clear waters and incredible snorkeling. Trips range from half-day excursions to multi-day adventures, often including meals and visits to traditional Kuna communities. Snorkeling is one of the main activities to do in San Blas, with crystal clear shallow waters and pristine reef such as Isla Perro or Dog Island with its famous sunken shipwreck. Perfect for snorkeling. Gear is often provided, however this can often be a little tired, so it's worth bringing your own gear for a more comfortable experience. San Blas is also a great place for experienced kiteboarders, as Panama gets consistent wind from December to April, but again remember to bring your own gear as there are no schools or hire available. A cultural visit is a real must. Meet the Kuna people, learn about the world famous traditional mola art, which is layers of colourful fabric hand stitched into intricate designs, and hear stories about their matriarchal society and unique way of life. This is a great chance to buy a much sought after mola, but do me a favour, please don't haggle too hard. This is how these people make a living, and remember this is not Cairo or Phuket. Indigenous people around the world are some of the kindest, most hospitable and nicest people you will ever meet. So just pay what they're asking, you make more money than they ever will. Now this is where I would normally give you the top recommendations for eating out. However, the food in the San Blas Islands is a simple, rustic affair, centred around the daily catch from the sea. So expect fresh lobster, crab, fish and octopus, often served with rice, plantains and coconut based sauces. Dining is usually at your island accommodation, with meals prepared by the Kuna hosts. There are very few formal restaurants and options are limited, but the food is fresh, home cooked and reflects the traditional way of life. Most island stays serve communal meals, so it's a great way to meet other travellers. And don't forget to try a cold beer. Balboa or Panama lager usually costs around $2 to $3. Vegetarians might find it a little repetitive, so pack some snacks or protein bars if you're picky. If you are staying on a boat and sailing around the islands, you'll probably eat like kings with plenty of freshly caught seafood. The best time to visit is the dry season, which runs from December to April. Try to avoid the peak rainy season in October to November, although showers can happen at any time. There are definitely a few things that you need to remember to pack, the main one being cash, as there are no ATMs or card machines on the islands. The official currency of Panama is the balboa, but in practice the US dollar is used for almost all transactions. It would definitely be a good idea to take a power bank, as charging your phone or camera is going to be difficult with the limited electricity. And also take a waterproof bag or dry bag to keep your gear dry. High factor sun cream is definitely recommended, especially if you're spending a lot of time on or in the water. Speaking of which, remember to take your snorkel gear. A head torch or flashlight and bug spray would also definitely be a very good idea. There is limited medical help, so it's probably a good idea to pack a basic first aid kit too. So San Blas is not all about fancy hotels, fancy food and Wi-Fi. It's more like Robinson Crusoe on a desert island. A fantastic getaway to reset, unwind and live like a local. By visiting respectfully, you're supporting community-led tourism that keeps this special place alive and thriving. So tell me, is San Blas on your bucket list now? Let me know in the comments. If you've already been, drop a favourite island or story below, and please remember to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss another adventure with Travelling Matt. Until the next time, clear skies and safe roads. Thanks for watching.